Hey guys, it's Bitcoin George here. I apologize that I have not made any content lately. Just been busy. I run a small business, and that has been primarily what I've been doing. I also moved to a new house recently, and that has been pretty. That's been pretty uh, just time consuming. But I've been wanting to make a video for a while now. I just haven't had the time. And this is a video more so an economic update rather than investment advice. But basically, I wanted to touch base on the state of the economy, which lately I've seen a lot of volatility in, and I think there's a lot of people starting to get worried, and people are kind of catching on to a lot of the stuff that I have believed and thought and spoke vocally, publicly on social media about for the last year. Um, basically, two things really hot right now, three things: inflation, the housing market, and stock market. Inflation is ripping. It's at like 8.5% right now, I think, for consumers. Um, it's really getting expensive to live, and I've noticed that personally when I go to the grocery store. Like I think everybody's experiencing it. Um, that ties into the stock market. For the first time, you're seeing, I think, inflation affect the stock market, and that was with the Netflix. Netflix stock dropped about like 40%. This previous Tuesday, it was Tuesday the 19th of April. Netflix announced some data on their company, and for the first time in 10 years, they lost subscribers. They lost about 200,000 subscribers, and they're predicting for the third quarter or for the second quarter. So we'll find this out in June or July, in about 3 months' time, that they are predicting to lose another 2 million subscribers. And that is a direct result of inflation hitting the citizens of America and the rest of the world too. But people are starting to tighten up their wallet and their budget in anticipation, and also as a direct result of rising costs. So they're dropping luxury products out of their life, and Netflix is a luxury. It's by no means essential. And when people start going down the list of what they need to get rid of in order to pay their rent, buy food, buy gas, things that they need, they're going to start cutting off things like Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime. I think the travel sector will probably get hit too. Airline tickets are extremely expensive right now, so luxury things are probably going to get hit pretty hard. And the stock market will be the meter or the gauge in which that hypothesis that I have, that inflation is causing rapid contraction of the economy. The stock market will be the gauge, because when you see these companies, it's a way we can value how the performance of these companies. And Netflix had a very poor quarter, and that is displayed through the stock price. Another thing I want to talk about is the housing market, and you guys can call me Chicken Little. You can call me the crazy guy on the side of the road with a sign saying the end is near. But I honestly think the housing market is in a recession already. We're at the apex, and if not, we have actually started to come down off of the apex as far as home prices, the volume in home sales, and that's a direct result of the Fed finally increasing interest rates, and just a 0.25% interest rate hike, 25 basis points, has caused in the last like 4 months mortgage rates to basically double from the low 2.5, high twos to low five. So not exactly double, but pretty dang close. Average mortgage rate right now in the country is like 5.5% on a 30-year, and that's for like a personal dwelling. So somebody who wanted to buy a house to live in, and that is dramatically making an effect already. And this is speculation, but I've seen houses in my neighborhood that are still on the market going on a month now. And 6 months ago, that wasn't happening. People were selling houses the literal day that they went on the market. If not 1 or 2 days later, they would list a house on Friday. Offers had to be in by Friday at 5, and by Monday the house was sold. It's not happening anymore. There are houses that are selling like that, but prior to that, I mean, 6 months ago, literally any house was selling within a couple days on the market, and now you're seeing houses sit for a month on the market, and people are having a hard time justifying paying overpriced prices on homes, as well as you combine an unfavorable interest rate, and you're going to start to see a lot more people. I think it's going to cause like a hysteria where people start to realize that, oh shit, the housing market is starting to come down, and you're going to see a flooding of inventory on the market because everyone's going to want to try and take advantage of selling the top. And frankly, just in assets like real estate, it just doesn't happen like that because your transactions are so slow. Real estate's not liquid, so you're going to see an influx of inventory in the next 6 months on the market. And when there's supply demand that comes into play, so the demand has been super low, or the demand has been super high, and supply has been super low. That causes the price to go up. It inversely works the other way. When supply is high, demand drops, and in this case, you're going to see people lowering the price on their homes to sell. That's my speculation. I'm calling my shot. I don't own any real estate, so I have no skin in the game. So my opinion is not as experienced or valid as there are other people, but that's just purely from a common sense approach. So what I want to just briefly go over some advice of how I'm combating and beating inflation in my personal life. The investments that I have right now are purely in physical assets. I have almost zero cash to my name. I'm cash poor, but I own silver, gold, Bitcoin, and that's about it. Silver, gold, Bitcoin right now is, I think, the best play you can have moving forward if you're on a small budget. Obviously, like hedge funds and really, really rich people, you can buy carbon contracts, you can buy uranium. I think uranium's a good play right now. Commodities are a really good play right now. If you can buy oil or somehow invest in invest in some sort of, like, I don't know, oil mining company or gas mining company. But again, anything that's paper right now or just like associated with the value of a company, I'm really hesitant to go towards. I like things that are physical, that I can hold in my hand, because they're liquid and no one else can touch them but me. The other thing you guys can do, and this is a lot easier said than done, but increase your income to beat inflation. And that may be difficult for some people to wrap their heads around. You say, like, oh, what do you want me to go get another job? And I'm already working too, or whatever it is. But I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but things are getting more expensive. And if you want to maintain the current lifestyle you live, you need to make more money. That's just the bottom line. So find a side hustle, Uber Eats. If you're real savvy, go to thrift stores, buy clothes, sell them online. I don't know, whatever it is. For me, what I do is, I mean, in the past few months, I haven't done a lot of side hustling because I started my own business, and that's been my main source of income. But prior to that, I was doing collectibles, Pokemon, sports cards, that stuff I did really well with. I flipped 2 Xboxes for I made like $300 flipping 2 Xboxes. There's ways you can make money right now that don't involve working a job. You also can just go get another job and work that. You also could do what I did and start your own business. That one's not as simple and straightforward, but for me, that has allowed me the freedom to, I can determine how much money I lose or make. Not lose, how much, I determine how much money I make based on the amount of work that I want to take on. And I have a really good skill set that allows me to do that. But that's how I've been able to counter inflation. So, how to beat high inflation, not just in the short term, but this, I don't think this stuff is going away. Moving forward, this should be a long-term approach you have is buy physical, tangible assets, things that you can hold in your hand, like gold and silver. Bitcoin, people may not totally understand how that's physical and tangible. That's a whole nother video, but buy Bitcoin. I wouldn't go all in on Bitcoin, and I wouldn't go all in on gold and silver. I would, diversify. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. And then third, you guys, if you want to survive, you're going to need to get creative and make more money. That's the best way that you can beat inflation. And it sucks, but that's what we're dealing with, and you can either accept it or deny it. But inflation is here. There's a lot of volatility in the financial markets in the world, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. I think we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. So thank you for watching. I'm going to be making more content now that I have a place that I can record videos at, and this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I just haven't got around to doing it. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Bitcoin George out.